Welcome to the Tuckcast with a splash of bourbon presented by Tuckasegee Fly Shopping Guide Service. Located at 3 Depot Street, Bryson City and 530 West Main Street, Sylva, North Carolina. Tuckasegee Fly Shopping Guide Service is your #1 stop prior and after your epic fly fishing adventure in western North Carolina. Visit tuckflyshop.com for streamflow information, book a guided trip, or even shop for your official Tuckasegee Fly Shop gear. Follow the crew on Facebook at Tuckasegee Fly Shop, Instagram at Tuck Fly Shop, and on YouTube at Tuckasegee Fly Shop. Today's episode is brought to you by Norvice. From their original 1970s prototype to the latest Legacy C in 5 amazing colors: Radical Red, Sunset Orange, Shamrock Green, Royal Purple, Liberty Blue. Norvice has been committed to one thing: efficiency. By adding the Norvice Auto Bobbin to your Norvice, you can tie better flies faster. For more information, visit www.nor-vice.com. Here in our Sylva studios today, we have Coach Dale Diesel Collins, Bobby the Bearded Wonder Bennett, and I'm your host, Shannon Big Mess Messer.
You know how to tie a lucky fly?
Is that the name of a fly?
How do you tie a lucky fly?
Tied on a shamrock green Norvice.
Ooh, that's pretty clever, Dale.
Just saying is all.
How long did you think about that?
About 10 seconds ago.
Good. That's good.
That sounded like something he thought about all week and was like, I can't wait to say it.
No,
I can't wait to say it on
I'd
the
have done
podcast.
told you all that.
That's actually pretty clever.
I mean, this shamrock green, that's how you tie a lucky fly.
So that's why, nah, can't go there.
I did talk about the...
Can't go there.
Talking about flies real quick.
Yeah.
The Georgia fly. How Georgia doesn't have a fly.
Yes. Yep.
We need to find out from the Rabonites. And any Rabonites are listening. I don't know if maybe Randy knows. I don't know. Maybe a foxfire. Like something foxfire fly. Like there's got to be. I know there's one. There's got to be. But it might just be so tight-lipped that it ain't going to make it into a fly bin.
From what I understand, they're pretty tight-lipped anyway.
That's what I'm saying.
Their maps, they're very tight-lipped on where they give information out where they fish personally.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, from my understanding is anyway.
So yeah, foxfire nymph or foxfire fly. That's the tongue twister. Foxfire fly.
So I
grew up near Foxfire, North Carolina. Y'all know where Foxfire, North Carolina is?
Near where you grew up?
There's a Foxfire, North Carolina.
Is that down around Pinehurst area?
It's right by Pinehurst. Golf courses.
Right. There's another golf
I did
course.
play Foxfire one time.
Did you?
Yeah.
It's got a couple golf courses out there.
Then
hilarious.
they recently had another golf course, I think, open down there. In
Around Pinehurst?
Mm-hmm. I know there's a bunch, but yes, I think.
They have one open every 8 seconds, Shannon.
Yeah?
It just blends in.
Yeah.
Just
That's right. They have any where you can wear the, jorts and stuff like that, or
the jorts.
jorts?
Where are jorts?
I did go shirtless on a putting green there at the hotel.
Yeah. How'd that work out?
Nobody said anything to me.
Yeah.
But it was dang hot.
Yeah.
And it was on an education retreat.
Yeah. Okay.
And I'm down there in my Crocs, my putter. I'm putting because that's what you do on a putting green. And it was hot, and I took my shirt off. It was very delayed harvest-esque.
Yeah. Nice. Good. Very nice. Very nice. I did try to tie a scooter stick Cahill,
Mm-hmm.
and I used it the other day.
Yeah. Any luck?
Scooter stick. After I got kind of quizzed the other day.
That reminds me of like a dog riding a scooter. Like I don't know, it's like the visual there just isn't good.
So yeah, is there a stick in it somehow? Like why is it called the scooter stick, or you just decided to call it?
I just
Is
called
that
it scooter. I did modify the
Like
fly.
a pine cone you wipe your bum with. Scooter stick.
You hesitate.
Could be. I don't know, man. It's good. After the other day getting quizzed about every fly in creation, felt like playing that video. Felt like where was
Hugh Joe Dirt.
Yeah, man. Woo.
Hi, man.
We did play it.
Yeah, we did.
We played it for Adam. Adam, you remember this? He was like, oh, yeah.
Oh, man, that's exactly what it felt like. And what are the odds? We had kind of just talked about that recently. And, yeah, somebody got us back.
Joe Dirt called.
It came in. We got
Do you
back.
think that was somebody that listened to this that was like, hey, let me mess with these guys?
I thought of that.
I wondered, but, man,
You got
I
any
don't
Carolina
know.
Whoppers? Oh,
Yeah.
you mean you ain't got none of
Yeah, oh, man, it was one of those.
Smoky? You ain't got no Smoky Mountain Ghost turds?
What was
It
that
was-
one, the
it
bung
was-
holes?
Yeah.
Smoking sizzling bunghole?
Yeah, that's about where I was at that
John
point.
told me, he's like, that wasn't really funny, but it is true. That's what was funny about it. And I'm like, you mean Joe Dirt wasn't funny? That whole scene was hilarious.
He
John.
kept just such a straight face and just like, yeah, mhm.
He's like, yeah, I didn't really think that was funny.
Oh,
Man, I think that whole movie's funny.
Yeah. That's
Come on,
fun.
John.
Yeah. But good to have everybody back here. We missed Bobby last week, so this one one will be on both audio and video if everything goes well. Last week just audio. Good response back from that. And as before we jump into today's topic, I think Dale has got the Derby edition.
So we're going to do some Derby talk here.
Just a little bit, but thanks to Steve and Carolyn for the gift. Thank you very much.
Yep. The Hortons from Alabama, they know a little bit about some Alabama barbecue sauce.
Yes.
But yes, thank you so much for this special Derby edition, 147th Woodford Reserve Derby Edition bottle. This is a beautiful bottle. And I always talk about how pretty bourbon bottles end up being. But yeah, just a wonderful gift there. Thank you guys, and I'm gonna pass it to Shannon there you can get a little pour. I've already got a little bit here. But man, it was amazing. So the Derby, I mean, they've run this thing for 147 consecutive years. So think about that. That's through the World Wars, through the Great Depression, through whatever, 1876. Like, that's pretty awesome. 2020 didn't stop them. They still ran it. It was weird, but they still ran it. But normally there's 155,000 people there. This, so far to date, was the largest sporting event held in terms of spectators.
Since like the Super Bowl?
No, since reopening.
Yeah.
I think the Super Bowl wasn't.
No, I'm talking about the Super Bowl of 2020, not 2021 Super Bowl. The one before the pandemic.
No. So this is, So since like everything's beginning to reopen, this is the largest sporting event.
Yeah.
I think it was around 50,000. But man, I got emotional watching it. I was mowing the yard and I took a break I was listening to it on the headphones, and man, just hearing the crowd get back in it. It's one thing to watch horses go around a track, but the crowd. I mean, that's what makes it. So, man, it was fun to watch. The pre-race stuff, they always, pre-race stuff is way too long. I mean, it's a horse race.
Well, they run other races.
Not that NBC airs.
Yeah, they do. I watched them.
I seen
Watched
some.
them.
I seen some of the earlier races.
Yeah.
Did you?
Earlier races
'Cause
there.
They
but
race on the grass.
They race on
won.
the. They race
Well-
on. They race different lengths. They do race on the dirt. They back the gate up. But nonetheless, there is that.
Like I said, I was mowing the yard.
But they try to get into these mini documentaries with a particular horse, a particular story about a breeder or a family. They're trying to find that storyline that's going to hook your attention and keep you in it. Then they got to go over the odds, all those things like that. It is a spectacle unlike any others.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You throw that in there, the Indianapolis 500, the Daytona 500. I mean, you look at those things, and they're going to maximize that.
Yeah.
Number one, for business, because if you bought the rights to air that, you're selling all those advertisements and stuff. But they're trying to maximize everything they can. But watching an animal, natural, it's amazing what what a horse can do. And
Did you see that one guy laid down $2.4 million on that one?
no,
On what was the favorite? I can't remember the name. The favorite for the
it was like a 5-2 odds, wasn't it?
yeah, or something like that. That one guy had laid $2.4 million on that horse.
Well, that's amazing, isn't it?
But it placed. I think it placed.
But if I'm not
second or third,
mistaken, the horse that won sold at auction for less than $1,000.
That's right. Bob Baffert.
sold for auction, and then the owner that had him, I think, was paid $35 for it once it
but it was
But as
like
a yearling, it's
right. It was yeah.
I think that is the owner. So that was one thing that was kind of, I think, really stood out this year on this year's Derby is the Saudis.
Did Dubai?
Yeah, he was from Dubai.
We've
Dubai.
really been hearing about them coming into Kentucky and buying horses, and they fly them back over and they train them. But they're in the winner's circle.
And but I think the other backstory on that is the fact with his daughter, who says that she's not necessarily free. There's another backstory on that deal with that owner of that horse owner right there. So I don't want
The daughter's free?
No,
No,
like
no.
from a.
No, like
I see what you're saying.
she's feels like she's almost held in captivity.
Yeah,
And
'cause
there's some
she's a
other
female.
there's some
Was
other
that the owner?
yes, and
It's
his
like a kidnapper.
his daughter's name is the first name.
Zaydan?
No, I think the name of the horse.
Medina?
Oh, Medina. or
Medina is her
or-
name, if I'm not mistaken. Medina Spirit. They actually ran.
Sounds like a Kentucky Derby murder mystery.
It
like,
sounded a little weird, like whoa. But
I didn't
yeah.
catch all
Mhm.
that. I missed all
Yeah.
that stuff. So.
Dubai. I've been there. Dubai. What an amazing place, and they were
Mhm.
building that. But holy cow, it's a different piece of the world over there.
Yeah.
Apparently, a real good fly fishing place to go to now for saltwater fly fishing out there. So
Bob Baffert, seventh horse trained. He didn't. Let's see, Country House. He didn't train Guinness's horse, right?
I don't know. But a lot of those trainers have come under so much scrutiny with the medications they're given to these horses and things like that, of course. And I don't know what the regulations on it. Totally out of my element.
I don't watch
They
no
got
horse
they got
racing.
commissions and stuff like that. But there's like horse racing all the time.
Yes, there is.
Horse racing, they're racing horses all the time.
Yep.
You can find that gambling channel, and they're running horses somewhere every day.
So we did have the pleasure of guiding the was it the 2019 Kentucky Derby?
Oh, I
owner,
remember that. Yep, remember that.
Country House, and he's the one. That horse won by default from the guy that won that finished the. He did something in the race that disqualified.
They
him.
Like bumped another horse or something.
like crossed. They said he cut him off basically.
Yeah, I thought that's what racing is.
What happens in
did
NASCAR?
too. I mean, yeah.
Happens in NASCAR
Like
all
you
the time.
close you shut the door.
That's it. You do
Those
that
are the-
slide job,
That's
as they
it.
call it in NASCAR.
I
Well-
don't think they want you to slide job in the horse racing ring.
Congratulations to Guinness on the 2019 win.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So pretty
Yeah.
cool that we got to know the guy.
Yeah, yeah,
So
absolutely.
yeah, the Derby, it happened. It came, it went. It was fun to watch. It felt a little bit like getting back to normal. The NFL draft was packed up in Cleveland. It felt like normal. So I think we're getting closer.
Do y'all watch the draft?
I watched first round. I watched the 14th
watch
pick,
it.
and I was like, I got to go to bed.
I tell you what, I watched.
Watch the
I'll-
Panthers waste another season.
They didn't waste another season, Dale. Dale.
I'm sorry.
Listen, they gave it more passes. How they
They
not
did.
non-defense. Just
But you can
Ju-
get them
hey,
guys off the practice
hey,
squad.
hey, just relax. It ain't my Cowboys. At least my Cowboys did take some defense this time.
Saw that
I
linebacker.
watched the Pat McAfee show on YouTube. I like watching Pat. Former punter for the Colts. They're hilarious.
Yeah.
And they did their own thing, and it was sponsored by I think Traeger. So every time a pick came in, here come the Traeger grill, and the grill would open up. And it was like
Oh, really?
sizzling hot pick, and it was a steak,
That is silly.
sizzling. And
cheesy.
so it was good. I kind of watched that because the other stuff, man, there's only so much of those dudes you can handle. Mel Kiper and those guys arguing about this pick, that pick.
Yeah.
And I just I'm gonna turn it off at this one. No, I'll turn it off at this one. Let's see what the football team takes because it all affects my Cowboys.
Yeah.
What are they taking? I can't believe the Cowboys traded with the Eagles.
Yeah, I was surprised by that.
Sacrilegious.
They switched.
What's
spots.
happening? Oh man, yeah, they did. But yeah, draft. Braves are going to full capacity at in Georgia at their events. The next NASCAR race in Atlanta is full capacity, so the tide is turning.
But like I said, like Florida leaving their emergency orders. That means Tampa Bay and the Marlins,
But
they'll be full.
let me tell you what's hot right now in Florida. It's hockey.
thought you were about to say the sun.
That too. But I mean, between the
That's
Florida,
an oxymoron.
the Florida
Hockey's
Panthers,
hot.
and the Tampa Bay Lightning, the Carolina Hurricanes, that division, man, that's tight, man. Those three, but hockey down there is king.
Well, the guys, they can go inside and get cool.
Looks like they may be able to now.
Sign me up.
When you watch the sport,
Where's the ice?
Yeah.
Sign me
Yeah.
up.
So yeah, there you go.
Feels good.
Hockey, man. It's playoff time.
So
in
before
hockey.
we get into the meat and potatoes,
Yeah.
kind of a big announcement. You guys aren't even aware I was going to do this.
All right.
Do
I need to?
I know y'all love surprises, especially you, Bobby.
Do we need?
But I have spent the last week and a half building out a new online store for the fly shop.
Yeah, man.
So we're going to see some big changes coming to the online shop. And when you click online, it's going to take you to a website that is solely devoted to items on sale for online. So it's not like we're going to have a blog and here's our guide stuff here and here's our, content here and, about us. It's just going to be boom, one whole site devoted to all of our products that we want to put on the store. So
Very nice.
working on it now. It's pretty much built. Got getting some products in there every day, so it's growing and it's coming soon. Hopefully in the next week or so it'll be complete.
Very nice.
Absolutely, man.
Good job, man. Maybe we'll reel some people in.
GATA, baby.
Reel them in.
Get after
You're
it.
going to have the Rena Shannon for a day on there?
The Rena Shannon.
Rena Shannon.
Tell me about this.
You take them for a guided trip.
Oh,
I was
okay.
like $225 for a half day.
Rena Shannon.
Rena Shannon.
Rena Shannon. Rena Santa. Ooh, it's like Rena Santa. That's pretty good. Absolutely. So we're going to hop into our topic here. We're going to. This is really an important one for sure, but it's going to go over something. We got a piece of mail a week or so ago. A gentleman apparently had a 12-foot blue Saturn raft with an aluminum frame that was removed. He didn't say stolen. He said removed.
Is that what he said?
It says removed from the Toccoa River about 1 mile below Blue Ridge Dam on or about April 9th.
See that thing.
If you have any information, you can contact the Fannin County Sheriff Department. There.
How hard do you think that sheriff department is working on this?
I don't know. But anyway, he's had sounds like he's had a boat, his vessel, removed from his possession.
I also lost a Fenwick 4-weight with a Lamson.
Yeah.
And 2 Orvis Helios 8-weight.
8 weights. Man, they're
Getting
catching
the
some big trout
stripers.
down there.
Yeah. So if anybody kind of sees that and have any information, contact the Fannin County. Is it Fannin?
Fannin.
Fannin County Sheriff's
There's
Department.
no G's, and there's only one G, and that's in Georgia.
Hold that picture up to the camera, Bill.
Okay. Yeah. Look like a nice boat. Two-seater.
There it is.
2-seater. Yeah.
He mailed that to the shop.
Man, he's got blue and white seats in it too, man. I mean, if that's any dead giveaway.
Yeah.
Is that kind of, I don't recall. Most seats are solid color, aren't they?
On
Yeah.
or about April 9th. That's still on or about. Like,
Yeah. Anyway, there you go. If you,
Bolo, be on the lookout.
there you go. But that being said, honestly, it's the lesson
Yeah.
right there. It's kind
How's
of
your wife?
watch-
How's your kids?
watch your stuff. Watch your stuff, man. Watch your stuff. Well, Bobby, man, welcome back. Hope you and your wife had a good trip.
Yeah, it was fun.
Good.
We didn't do too much.
Okay.
It was
Some drag racing.
I played
That's
some tennis.
exciting.
I
Played
did
some
see the
tennis.
tennis shots.
Did you see me?
Bobby out there.
So the question was, did you grunt?
No, I don't do the grunt.
You know, the women
Well,
are
other
going,
than the- just trying to stop myself
Shannon, I
from
never want
falling
to
over.
hear you. That sound good. Shannon, stop. So
what's the matter, Dale?
I don't know if you're happy to see me or playing tennis. I can't figure it out. So
Maybe need to record it and have it
I
on a
did
button.
notice. Here was the key about Bobby playing tennis.
Yeah.
He was wearing shoes.
Yeah.
Now we can hike 10 miles in the Yellowstone wilderness, and he's going to wear like some skiff shoes.
Yeah.
We can go stand on a trade show floor all day. He's going to wear some flip flops
Yep.
or some skiff shoes.
Yep.
He actually put sneakers on. Now I'm not going to call them tennis shoes. They were not tennis shoes.
Mm.
They were sneakers. They were like some New Balance,
Those are
something's-
Brooks.
Brooks.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah, you can play
Brooks,
tennis with
yeah,
them, So, but yeah, wearing some shoes, some real shoes for the right application. I was impressed.
Tough to play it in sandals.
I'm
Even
sure you
against those
tried.
folks.
I think it would be painful.
possible.
Little bit of toe wet. Not good.
Yeah. Tennis, man.
Shannon's making a lot of sounds on today's podcast.
Yeah.
Oh, man. So what are we talking about today?
Y'all got that figured out.
So it was Bobby. We're talking about terrestrial fishing.
There we go. Terrestrial
Somebody
fishing.
wrote that down.
Why are we talking about terrestrial fishing? Because it's about to happen.
It is happening. It ain't about. It
It's
actually
coming
is.
in.
And I think the biggest segue to this is the fact that DH is ending in 3 weeks or so.
Yeah.
And it's time to transition over. And if you're not, and you owe it to yourself, if you have never fished a terrestrial, you need to dedicate
How do you
some
say that?
time. Terrestrial. E.T. Extraterrestrials. You need to fish them. Yeah, we're in the mountains of North Carolina.
They work on delayed harvest.
Absolutely, because there's ants, there's Japanese beetles, there's inchworms, there's all kinds of terrestrials out there. There's tree hoppers, there's grasshoppers.
So interesting topic for today. I was down on the Little Tennessee yesterday.
Mhm.
Bryson was doing some kayak lessons.
Hot rod too, wasn't he?
What am I doing?
don't
No,
know.
I was like,
He's pointing at you.
Yeah, I was like,
man,
who's behind me? So
the ghost.
yeah, we're getting ready. There's dragon. Like it was after that first round of rain came through yesterday, and dragonflies were emerging. So little dragonflies drying their wings off on the weeds by the bank. There were hoppers. Bryson caught a hopper right there before he set sail down the river, and saw a snake, just a little queen water snake.
There you go.
Nothing harmful.
Little sneaky snake.
But it's just a good reminder. Yeah,
Little sneaky
season
snake.
like we are
Dude, it's here.
well into spring,
Yes.
and everything's coming alive. Yellow sallies were hatching like crazy. There were sulfurs. Like it's a great reminder of how amazing these rivers are.
Mhm.
Seeing the Little Tennessee, I just wish I had trout, man. But but like I said, it's a good reminder of what these rivers would be like if we didn't have NC Wildlife or Duke Energy. Like the Tuck would be just like the Little Tennessee in terms of like there wouldn't be any trout in the Tuck really, for the most part. So I don't know. I love that. I love the Little Tennessee River, and it was exciting yesterday to see those terrestrials coming alive, and just like that had to be like the first day that dragonflies have emerged. Probably. I don't know. I have to imagine that was the start.
Yeah, I haven't seen any
That's
dragonflies,
cool.
so maybe it was.
Yeah.
First day.
Yeah.
You find them things in the river, they will scare you. The nymphs, they look like something alien.
I mean, dragonflies kind of do too.
Well, I know,
Yeah.
but the nymphs, man, I remember Nick when he was working here, he put some like nymphs in a little cup of like they scared the fire out of me. I was like, what is on top of our fly bins?
I remember that. Yeah.
I didn't recognize it at the time.
Mhm.
Now I know.
So, what's your favorite terrestrial, Shannon, and why?
I've got a few. An ant, and the reason why I like an ant is because there's always ants crawling around the creeks, on the rocks, on the trees. There's black ants, there are red ants. There's a combination of red and black. There's cinnamon colored ants. You can fish in topwater. You can sink them. You can fish a hard body ant subsurface. They fish well. Fish key in on them, and the reason why they key in on them, according to a study that was done, I think back in the 90s by Tennessee Tech, over at Big Creek of all places, that during the summer when they actually pumped those trout stomachs, even though there was good populations of other bugs out there such as caddis and things like that, I think it was over 90% of the trout's diet they found to be was terrestrials, and they related that to the protein.
Yeah.
I'm a firm believer that if you just had one small box and if you had just some of your favorite go-to terrestrial patterns, you could fish all summer that way, and you would be in excellent shape.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent shape. And I think people are afraid sometimes of size. So, you folks recently see me, fortunately, caught and released that brown up in the national park, and
Personal breast.
that guy and gal, and I was doing that on a chubby Chernobyl, and you think, okay, why a chubby Chernobyl a couple of weeks ago? Well, because number one, it's you've got this fly does a great job of imitating not only a terrestrial but other patterns. It could easily be a stone fly. You change the color of the body and things like that, but man, what a great pattern. You can change the color. It's very buoyant. It works really well in the fast water. Change the foam color, change the body color. change the leg color, change the size for Pete's sakes. It's just a good all-around fly. And probably who got me fishing this more here than anybody else was Casey.
Mm-hmm.
Casey fished chubbies all the time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Casey always fished a chubby. But if you want to drop a hard body ant or any other type of dropper, this is a great one just to really start with. It's just a basic fly. It's easy to tie. If you don't want to tie them, we got plenty of them in the bins, all different colors.
They work all over the place.
They do.
Take them out west, fish them.
It makes no sense
everywhere,
but they work. They work, and that's to me is an easy one to go to right off the bat as far as a big one up top. Various colors, of course, and talking to Marvin Cash, his favorite terrestrial is a Japanese beetle. Once again, you can fish it up top. You can fish a Japanese beetle subsurface. Quite effective. A lot of different patterns of beetles. They're easy to tie. You're out there tying. You can do them real simple. You can make them complicated if you want to, or you can really simplify them. Basically with some black dubbing, a piece of foam over the top, and then right here where that orange is, which is for us for visibility, you can put a piece of white up there. You can put, you can put some of this, Antron yarn, whatever you want to, pair post, just for you. I mean, it's simple. Don't complicate it. Yeah. I mean, as big as you want, small as you want, but they work, man.
Now, since you're more of the fly tying guru, do you recommend a millimeter size on that foam? Because you can buy foam in different thicknesses.
Yes, I agree with that. If you're going to be doing your hoppers, your bigger hoppers like a panty dropper hopper and, those things, a Fat Alberts, you might want to go with a thicker foam. But a 2 mil or 3 millimeter foam is going to do the job for you.
That'll get most.
It's going to do most of it. And you can also take and get some 3M adhesive and spray. And John's done this. You can glue different colors together and just sandwich it, let it cure, and then cut the pieces, and you get a two-tone look out of that as well. So you can do that with your foam, and I encourage you to maybe experiment with that a little bit there.
Yeah.
But it's a great tool. This hopper here has got a lot of detail on it. Popular out west. You see that profile. The way these legs are on the back of this one here takes a little bit more skill set on that.
Nope. I'll buy that every day.
That's why we got him here, Mr. Dale.
I ain't messing with
covered. Got you covered. And then there's the other color. And but they just work great, man. They're fun to fish. What
else you got there?
We got all kinds.
That's the other panty dropper.
Yeah.
Hopper.
Don't call me the panty dropper, man.
Whoa.
Mm-hmm. Oh, ooh.
Back, DA.
Oh.
You're cut off. No more 147 for you.
It's been very little.
You should have one of those swimming in there while you're sipping.
Well, in our thumbnail, I've got the brook trout, swimming inside of it, and they got the mayfly right there. You never noticed that? Dale?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Some folks may have never known it, so I did do
you're
that.
Proud of it.
I was.
I'm proud of it. It looks great.
It was.
Anytime I do something on the computer, I'm proud of it.
Yeah.
I get an email to send right. I'm like, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So obviously, you guys are kind of quizzing me a little bit. Dale? What you got a favorite terrestrial, or do you mess with terrestrials?
That's whichever one works best.
Do you ever? Let me rephrase this. Do you ever set out? Hey, I'm fishing terrestrials.
No.
Okay.
No, I can't say it unless I'm out west. But no, those hard body ants I do like dropping.
Yeah.
Ants, not pants.
Ants.
Hard body ants. I don't know, man. I think I enjoy making that switch. Like you're fishing a mayfly, it comes a rainstorm, throw on a terrestrial, got knocked off a leaf, and you start catching fish. Like you see that switch happen. Like, okay, the Hendrickson's not working anymore. Let me tie on the beetle or the ant, whatever was just on a leaf that got knocked off, and watch them just light it up for 10 minutes. So I do like that transition. But I don't know. Yeah, I enjoy fishing the Chernobyls because you can drop other things underneath them. And we were fishing on the Tuck a couple weeks ago, and we fished one. And they're like, really? This thing doesn't really match anything that's going hatching right now. I don't see anything flying around like this. I was like, well, a fish just came up and ate your indicator, so I don't think it matters.
Right.
So if we're gonna have an indicator, let's make sure it has a hook in it.
Correct.
And so the Chernobyl turned into our indicator, and we had nymphs underneath it.
Yes.
And nothing ended up eating the Chernobyl, but hey, at least if something would have. And I think everybody has fished a delayed harvest in North Carolina has had that opportunity when a fish comes up and eats the indicator.
Yep.
I mean, it's a big orange ball, white ball, pink ball, whatever. And there's no rhyme or reason why. And then again, they won't go back and hit it again. And once you switch over, they ain't rising. But
sure. Gotcha. Bobby, you got a favorite one that you like to fish?
I'm a Chernobyl guy. I'll
Gotcha.
throw them things all day. Just different colors, depending on early summer, midsummer, late summer, something like that. I honestly haven't fished a lot of beetles. Ants, I fish a lot of those. But beetles, I haven't put a lot of effort into throwing beetles. So don't have a reason why I haven't. It's just the Chernobyls and the ants seem to work for me.
there's a lot of ant patterns that don't look anything like ants.
Yeah.
Like some of those Western ant patterns, I don't think they look almost like a coachman more than, an ant. Like
I agree.
We see it.
I agree.
But I guess, you have to think about what the fish sees.
Mm-hmm.
And so out west, if they see, the white antron, nylon, whatever, Zelon, that's going to blend in with the sky better out there than it will here, right? Is somebody for real calling me again?
You're just that
Your phone's
popular.
jumping.
But I took the time last year and I bought a few of those patterns like you're talking about. And I brought them back, kind of dissected them, fished them, made a few modifications to them. But I took the one straight out of the fly bins from Big Sky Anglers out there in West Yellowstone, Montana.
Yeah.
Went up into the Smokies and was fishing and was tried other patterns first, more, let's say, our traditional type patterns, our Charlie Whoppers and Palmers and things like that. Put that on. I just wanted to compare, and then immediately started catching fish on those particular ant patterns.
Yeah.
And in some cases, they kind of look like a small version or really scaled down version of a chubby Chernobyl, but the color combinations of the red and the black, more of an icy dub, more sparkly dub, to them.
Yeah.
And a very small. So you could do like a 16. That was about the smallest I went on those, which is pretty small for a foam body fly. I mean, they were all over those things. And you're looking, okay, so why are they taking this in the middle of the creek versus the edge of the creek where there's no, you shouldn't have anything out there like that at that particular time is what I'm getting at. But it's amazing what will trigger the trout. Just the key, man.
Just something they haven't seen in a while, or whatever. They just want to jump on it. And, curiosity.
Yeah, I mean, with that being said, not a lot of people fishing terrestrials. Why not?
Yeah.
I mean, go to the opposite.
Yeah.
An ant. All right, easy to tie. You can tie parachute versions of them. You don't have to go this detailed. Or the cinnamon color is amazing. You're like, why does it work? It just works.
Yeah.
So that one is a good one. And the other thing that is often overlooked when it comes to terrestrials, we think about grasshoppers, we think about beetles and ants and inchworms, which are always a favorite. And that's, I think, why green palmer works so well. You can bow cast that under your rotos where your inchworms are hanging, and you can get that fish. Like Dale mentioned, falling off maybe after the rain, some wind, that can be fun to do. But we often forget about the moths that we have in the area. And there's a lot of different species of moths in North Carolina. But, this cream-colored, kind of tannish-colored moth that I'm holding up right here, you always think about fishing spruce moths out west, but I will tell you right now that moths work really, really well here. And if you take the chance and you fish something like this or this particular pattern, you will catch some fish. You will get fish. They will. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so it's like,
yes,
they're going to go to water.
They do, and I don't know why.
Yeah.
They can't swim.
They get thirsty, man.
So are you out there at night with your flashlight trying to draw the moths in and casting?
No. But I mean, but you think about it, but look at all of those different members of the moth family, I should say, that are always around. Like Dale said, the creek, the water. You know, there's darker color ones, there are brighter color ones, but some of them do make their way to the water. And what a big meal!
Yeah.
You know, this is like, I guess, going to Ruth Chris Steakhouse. Never been, but
So you ever try them off?
for the right amount of money, maybe. But I mean, it's just a moth.
There's a challenge. There's the challenge.
You know. But yeah, we these things that are overlooked and forgot about.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think the fun part about terrestrials is you get to see, for the majority, there are some subsurface like the ants and stuff, but for the majority of it, it's top water. So you get to see the eat or the rise, even if they don't eat it. But, man, they're so easy to see. Like, from a visibility standpoint, man, you can throw them anywhere in the creek and you should be able to see it. You know, like it is just a big bushy mess laying out there, you know. So I think that is what makes it so fun is you're not fishing a size 18 or 20 blueing olive or something. You know, you're throwing something that's on a size 6, 8, 10 hook that's big and bushy, and, you know, it makes more fun for you because it's easier to pick it up, get a better drift because you can pay attention to the fly more, all that.
Absolutely.
So it's definitely something. I'm like Shannon. I think if a lot of the listeners out there will just, you know, buy a dozen terrestrials, put them in a box, and just go straight out and fish and fish and fish. It's no different than fishing a dry fly. Get a good drift. Think like wear a terrestrial. Hey, throw it under trees, throw it under bushes because that's where they're going to fall off. You know, like we mentioned, after a rain, heavy wind, anything like that, a bunch of stuff's going to be in the river. And they're great, man.
They are.
I love fishing them.
One piece of advice: you need to change your leader and tippet.
Yeah.
You know, throwing some of these bigger flies. Understand that if you're fishing, you know, thinner tippet, 5X, 6X, you're going to start to get that twist. It's not going to work out well for you.
Mm-hmm.
Fish it. It's okay. It's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
Learn how to fish it.
Yeah.
Honestly, challenge yourself to learn how to fish it. It will make you better in the long run for sure. I'm throwing these things on 3/8, and you don't have to have a big rod either.
No, they're light.
Yeah.
They look big and heavy, but they're pretty light.
Mm-hmm. And you'll catch little tiny fish, little brookies and things on this, and you'll catch, you know, big fish. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
You'll catch fish. If you recall, last year, a few times when I opened up the Bryson City shop, we opened up at 10. I would go to Deep Creek.
Yeah.
Early in the morning.
Yeah.
All right. That's it.
Throwing the chubby.
With a purple underbody, you know. I own it.
Killer.
I mean, it was just like boom.
Yeah.
Just going up through there, hole hopping, you know, down around Tom's Branch Fall, places like that. You know, just on it. Other patterns would not work. I mean, to the point, let's try this, that. Nah, this ain't working. Go back to this, right? Just to see. Your curiosity kills the cat, per se. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I mean, it works. So far, this spring, my biggest fish, whammo. Bounce it off a big old rock. Let's let it fall in a small little window. Boom. You know, it's like he launched his whole body out of the air to get that fly. So, I mean, it was, what a great take. You know, on these bigger ones, I think the takes are a little bit more aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
Where on your smaller ones, as we get into summer, it could be still a sip, but you're getting fish, and it's usually good quality fish.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think it's really good quality fish.
I love it.
I do. I get excited over stuff like this, passionate about it.
Yeah, man.
I think you can tell. I think it.
Shannon wants you to fish terrestrials. Come by and talk to him.
You should.
Get a chubby Chernobyl in every color.
They're not hard to fish though. You can't
like
really fish them wrong, man.
Not too much pause after that.
Get a chubby Chernobyl, all the colors.
In all the colors.
Chubby.
I mean, it is. I mean, if you today a purple one might work, but next week the yellow one might work.
Sure.
You know, so it's
So why can't a yellow or a gold one be a great golden stone imitation here?
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's a silhouette. Let's think about what they're seeing versus what we see.
Yeah.
It's a silhouette. Your granums, you know, stoneflies, that brownish greenish color. Once again, we're kind of covering the bases on that.
Yeah.
If you're going out west, you know, come by, stock up on them.
Yes.
You know, because you'll need them out there this summer. If anybody's going out there in June, July, August, you know, terrestrials will start working. Maybe even into September, just depending on what their weather is like and where you're at in Montana or Wyoming or whatever. But, you know, through the summer, they throw a lot of these out there. So it's good to have them. Get a bunch of fishes.
Yes.
So
that's where the wind is real important.
Yeah.
That blows them into the water out there. You folks know what I'm talking about. It's been out there. Yeah. Are the ones that are going. You're going to find out, baby.
Well, what's been happening around here? What's the fishing report this week? We got.
I'd fish at Chernobyl with a hair seer underneath.
I see that fishing report brought to you by
Norvice.
Ty. Better flies, faster, and
efficient.
That's right. And apparently, if you got Shamrock Green, you're timed lucky flies.
That's it. You're timed for lucky
Woodford
flies,
all over
man.
Maybe
Don't be
Tim,
wasting
you may come up with a new advertising slogan for Tim's Shamrock Green.
That's it.
I
Titled
think
Lucky
that
Flies.
actually that's his favorite one.
Oh yeah.
Is that what he's got? Yeah, like
I'm not
was
for
that what he's
sure
titled?
which one that he ties on personally for the live events, but with his heritage with the O'Neill, that
Oh, that's
definitely
right. Yeah, I
kind of
forget he
goes
said
that
that.
way. That could be where Shamrock
makes sense.
Green color came from
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah.
There we go, man.
Gosh sakes.
Dale's got bourbon all over.
I poured more bourbon on the side of this bottle than I did in my glass.
Mm.
So fishing around here, we've had a little bit of rain today and yesterday.
6 inches in 2 days.
But what's crazy is some of the rivers haven't come up that much.
You're right. Absolutely.
Yeah, just
I got
depends on
home
where it hit.
yesterday, and as Dell would call it, the Messer
Manor.
weather station.
Oh, the
Yeah.
Messer meteorology.
I had right at 2 inches in the
you are
gauge.
so loud right now.
Right at 2 inches. 2 inches of rain in the gauge. And
I think
but it was fairly clear out there.
That bourbon turned my ears up.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was that loud.
It was fairly clear, as far as
Yeah.
I mean, the rain yesterday was weird.
It was happy. It was just
It was happy rain, but we need rain. As I told Mark, we have to have rain.
Yeah, it's gotten a little dry.
Yes.
So
had
officially
fires.
from the I guess the NC State lab,
Mhm.
We were in abnormally dry conditions. So the next step is a slight drought.
Mhm.
So yeah, we were headed that way.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
And
We'd had some wildfires, nothing major, but just
Right.
some small,
right.
you
And it wasn't like groundwater type drought. It was more everything on the surface, the tinder and stuff was
Relative
really
humidity.
dry.
Yep.
Because of low humidity, wind, and those things like that. It wasn't like, hey, man, the lakes are low, there's no groundwater. It wasn't that type of drought. It was just really an increased fire danger,
Yeah.
for sure. And in the rain, the levels in the creeks were, I considered easy wading levels.
Mm-hmm.
Now, after today,
I'll go up a little
not
bit.
the case, but though, yesterday, the water level this morning,
Mm-hmm.
they were fine.
Yeah. Well, you also now we've got the trees sucking a lot of water out of the ground.
Yes.
So everything's come to life and greened up and,
Great point.
so you're not having as much runoff go into the river.
Right. Still greening up, too.
Boy, the Tuck in Little Tennessee though yesterday were ugly.
Yeah, they looked pretty rough.
Well, the video you showed right there, she was looking pretty
I
right, brother.
cannot believe them kids went down that kayak. Well,
Yeah, you
Bryson was bold enough, surprisingly, to go down in a kayak.
what do you
anyway,
mean
but-
surprisingly?
Man,
come on.
he
Dale.
didn't even hesitate.
Yeah,
He was like, I
exactly.
ain't getting in no ducky. I'm in a kayak.
He's like,
Daddy."
baby, take me to Ravenfort.
Oh gosh. What? Yeah,
Speaking of Bryson, y'all fished the park this weekend. How was that?
we
Dale?
did. When it went to the Looch,
The Looch.
Got the looch, baby, looch.
went to the Looch.
If you want to know what the Looch is, you got to come by the shop. We'll tell you.
or listen to episode 38.
Yeah, I don't remember what episode that was on.
I don't
It's one of those in there.
It's,
You're
it's
close.
close to that.
But no, yeah. So I'd never been back in there, and man, it took a while, and it was worth it. I just kind of thought I'd go up yonder and turn left, and I'd be there.
It's a haul, man.
It is. You go up and over yonder,
Yeah.
and down, and it was surprising. I
Right.
mean, I had great views looking out the Black Balsam and in the southern portions of the Blue Ridge Parkway there across the valley. So that was cool. Yeah, the man, bugs, big bugs. If number 10, number 8 Hendrickson's.
What was that, Shannon?
Oh, everybody says, what size drives you fish?
Shannon's over here.
10. I get
Yeah.
these evil looks
Yeah.
like this guy's crazy.
Yeah, like it was yellow, lots of yellow sallies. There were big yellow mayflies that I couldn't identify because I couldn't get close enough to them. But yeah, took the family. Everyone in the family caught fish. I do feel a
Awesome.
little bad.
Oh.
Kind of did Bryson wrong.
Oh.
I was like, all right, Bryson, you're going to fish this hole. So we had a timer, 5 minutes for each kid, including Stacy and myself.
That's for Randy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Randy.
Hey, Randy.
Sorry, Randy, you got to make a pit stop.
Hey, Randy.
So I'll be right behind you. So is that how you get Dale to finish up quick? Like
No, I just thought, man, we got
on,
it.
run
Randy.
it on, Dale. Time to
Randy.
go to the bathroom.
That's right, Randy.
But so
You had the timer set.
I've got the timer set, and you know how when you're mapping out your way up a creek and your approach, you look upstream. You're like, okay, there's fish there, there's fish there. Oh,
Oh,
I didn't.
No.
I did. I was like, all right, fish this fly right here, Bryson. I'm like looking at my watch.
Yeah.
All right, 30 seconds. 3, 2, 1. All right, my turn. Let me have the rod. And I go up there.
No, you didn't.
First
Dale,
cast.
no, you didn't.
That's
No,
terrible,
you
dude.
didn't.
First cast, keeper rainbow.
Oh.
And Bryson was like, but Daddy. And like, this is after
he
I've caught it.
he
let
got
me
you.
have it. He's like, that was the hole right above me.
You done high-holed your own kid. Took the rod from him.
But I mean, we were fishing behind somebody, and we walked all
understand.
this way.
That's right.
See somebody coming down. So I wanted to see, okay, do we need to move? I wanted to try.
That's a great answer.
Yeah.
That's a
Great excuse of
That's
why I
a
took the
great
rod from my
answer.
kid.
But you know
His
what?
time was up, Bobby.
Hey,
His
hey,
time was up.
hey. I have to admit, I've done the same thing. Alex and Braden both. Let me get.
Sorry, boys.
I said, I don't think we want to get hung in that bush over there. Let me cast this one here. Well, bam. Well, you don't want to get caught in a rhododendron or something over
Man, you
yonder,
just
right?
blurred too many words together right there.
I did not.
Oh man,
Oh my
That's
God.
awesome.
So all the kids caught fish. Stacy caught her first native brookie, and all the kids did. So it was a fantastic day, and we were all content with just the one fish we happened to catch because
Nice.
we had to get back to life.
Did you see Bigfoot?
I did. Holy cow!
He's amazing, isn't he?
He
Did you like say, hey?
Smoky Mountain wood booger
Yeah, baby.
or boojum.
Him too. Bigfoot does exist.
It's over there on the Booger Man Trail.
There is a Booger Man Trail over
There
there.
it is, yeah.
It does exist, the Booger Man Trail. So yeah, you found it. There's so much to explore over there.
Man.
Now just imagine. I'll let you know this. That road is wider than it ever has been.
Mm-hmm.
So imagine in 1974, pulling a camper up through there.
Yeah.
Or a horse trailer.
Oh man.
I mean, people now still pull goosenecks,
Mm-hmm.
Up through there. And then
Yeah.
you've got more traffic now just to go see the elk.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure the elk out there
Mhm.
draw a lot of
I
folks
didn't
in.
see no elk.
Y'all didn't see any?
They were in the campground eating snacks. Some guys came in the shop next day like, oh, they were all in the campground.
Yeah, they did, didn't they? That's right. That's sure did. That's exactly.
They wanted some jerky.
Mm-hmm. But that area is very neat, though. Once you start on the backside of the mountain, you get into the valley, you lose quite a bit of elevation.
Mm-hmm.
But then knowing where you folks were fishing at, you're not that far.
I'll be honest, I'm not sure I knew where I was fishing.
Okay. Well, look at it on the map. You're not that far from the Kuala boundary.
Yeah.
You look like
Just over a ridge, right?
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's right.
When you get to thinking about it here, everything's real close.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
takes a long time to drive to
Yeah,
it.
you got to
That's
drive
right.
around the big mountains.
That's right.
Yeah, I mean, I was coming down there. I was like, there's Icicle Ridge right there, isn't it? I think is what I was looking at. Up yonder on the AT, them high mountains.
I just worry about the water.
All right. But no, it was a great time.
Good.
Well, there you go. So the
Yeah.
small streams
Bugs.
are fishing good.
Yeah,
Oh,
absolutely.
I'll tell you
Popping
one
off.
thing
Yeah.
that I do want to say that annoyed the fire out of me.
Okay.
Is I'm way up here. Stacy got caught in a tree. It was the only time she got caught. It was like last cast kind of thing.
Caught a squirrel. Good for Stacy.
And I was going to get the fly out because I chase my flies. I don't like leaving flies in trees, and that's my pet peeve.
Mm-hmm.
Is I start tugging on her line and there's somebody else's line. They just left a nymph, and now this stream ain't but 15 feet wide. How you gonna be so lazy you're not gonna go over there and get the nymph out of that rhododendron and just leave 3 feet of tippet hanging in the
I don't know.
wind?
Maybe they were fishing when the water was high.
That's sorry.
Maybe they couldn't get across.
I was upset. Still am, obviously. So, but I got a pretty good nymph out of that.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
do you leave flies in trees, Shannon?
If I can't get to it,
I
It was
usually
easy.
a lot of times I leave with more flies than I did when I started.
That's right. Yeah.
I do. But Bobby's right though. There are some times in some of
Yeah,
these places
no, that's
because
right.
I mean, and I get it, but no, it's the ones that are I know what you're saying too. There's
When the trees look like Christmas trees.
I know exactly what you're saying. I get it. I really do. But I'd like to get up there with you one day.
Yeah.
Just guys get up there and explore. There's a lot of water up through there.
Go get your flies, folks.
It's a great place to visit. But
Got
to
to.
echo what Dale's saying, I've definitely seen an uptick in the Yellow Sallies,
Yeah.
like Cahills, all of those particular patterns right now. This can be some of the best topwater activity of the entire year.
Mm-hmm.
Of the entire year. And it's only going to get tougher.
Mm-hmm.
As waters warm up, water levels drop, you get more pressure because DH ends. It's going to get tougher.
Yeah.
So right now, honestly, this and going in maybe the first, second week of June, it's going to be a prime time.
Yeah.
Prime time. Unless you're willing to get up at 4:30 in the morning, hit the trail, get back somewhere, and get away from nobody is at.
That's right.
Okay? So if you want a shot, this is it.
I had a great question in the shop this week. What's today? Today's Tuesday. It was last week down in Bryson. And gentleman said, man, everything seems weird up here. I was like, what do you mean weird? Like, fishing's great. Water level's great. Like, I don't know. And he said, well, I'm seeing people in places I've never seen before. And I was like, well, man, a lot of people getting into the sport. All right. But keep this in mind, folks. Nobody comes into a fly shop asking where they can go fish where everybody else is fishing. So if you see somebody on a trail, just understand they're out here looking for the same thing like you are.
Yeah.
I mean, I took my family, a 9-year-old, 7-year-old, and my wife. We walked up 1.6 miles before I even took the rod out of the tube. And as I'm putting this rod together, here comes a fella walking down the trail. And I said,
beat you to it.
he beat me to it. He did. But we still caught fish. Like, I didn't let it ruin my day. Like, it's all good. There's so much water. Don't let it ruin your day.
It didn't ruin your day because you stole the rod and the hole from your kid.
Absolutely. But to Shannon's point, it's a great time to be here, especially when you can help a 9 and 7-year-old catch their first fish on a dry fly. Like Madeline, she's 7. I don't think she understands. Like,
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
she caught a fish on a dry fly.
That's cool.
Like,
That's cool.
I was thrilled about it.
Yeah, that's where Braden caught his first wild brookie up there.
Yeah.
I can take you to the spot.
Yeah.
That's cool,
Yeah,
man. I mean,
that's-
that's
yeah.
awesome, man.
You don't forget it.
No, it's a great place.
But
man.
so, moral of the story, you're going to see people. Visitation to the Great Smoky Mountain National Park is obviously, last year was the most ever, and it was in a pandemic. So this year they're anticipating it being a little more. So just be mindful of that, and get up early, go back further. Challenge yourself, be safe. I was kind of surprised to see that fella fishing by himself, but I mean, it's not too dangerous up.
I've done it for years.
I know, but this guy was old.
No, but I mean, Tanya's made a point. You should probably have somebody with you.
Mm-hmm.
He might have had a Garmin InReach or something like that too. I mean, just people are carrying.
He
those
did
things.
actually.
Life
He walked
alert.
by us. He said,
I mean, it's
He said, I fished about 150 yards up and quit. And I was like, oh, that's not too bad. And then he walked about another 100 yards and yelled back, oh, actually, it was 0.2 of a mile. And I was like, big difference in 150 yards, 0.2 of a mile. But we caught fish. It was great.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Glad you had a great time.
Thanks, man.
I was kind of in a limbo on what I could do that day. So
Yeah.
well, that's fantastic.
Well, cool.
Great job.
Fishing report. Get up here and go fishing.
The moral of the story is,
Everything's working.
for now,
Right now,
It'll change.
Right now, everything's working.
it'll change.
Top
Pay-
water,
Pay
subsurface.
attention to stream flows. I had to update the link on the website. So if you go to tuckflyshop.com and USGS changed some of their code stuff, it was weird. So now you just click on stream flows and then the button opposite of the Duke Energy button. Just click on it. It'll take you to the site and show you the Tuck and the Little Tennessee and the kind of Lefty and all that. So, yeah, just pay attention to that. And also our video on how to read those charts is now right below that on
awesome.
the site.
Fantastic.
So if you got any questions, definitely check that video out.
Yeah.
And then after you've watched the video, feel free to call the shop. Be glad to help you.
Yep. The dams are still working.
The dams are still working just like they used to.
That's it.
That's perfect. So next week, or our next podcast episode, we're going to start a series and we're going to talk about some packs.
Yeah, we'll go through the packs every week.
So I think we're going to start with the chest packs. So
Mhm.
looking at the new Orvis, they've got 2 sizes in their new chest pack. We'll talk about the Fish Pond Cross Currents and the Zero Sweep by Umpqua.
Yep.
So if you have any
Umpqua.
questions, go ahead and start shooting them to us.
Yeah.
Something you want us to point out in the pack, we'll do our best to do so. We'll give you our opinions about the pack. They're all opinions. That's just that being said.
There's no perfect pack.
Absolutely. So we'll talk about that and get that going and hopefully educate you folks on some of the new product or some of the existing product that's out there. And like I said, go ahead and hit us up. If you have any other questions, comments, complaints, concerns, just go ahead and email them. You'll see that.
Hold off on those complaints.
Yeah, let's.
Wool back, DA.
Wool back. Hey, it's all good stuff, man. All good publicity.
That's it.
We're not perfect.
That's it.
We're only human, born to make mistakes. All right. Anything else, gentlemen?
Thanks again, Stephen and Caroline Horton.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
It's a pretty bottle.
It is. Who was the artist on that deal?
Richard Sullivan,
Richard Sullivan.
former Major League Baseball player and artist commissioned for the 21 Derby art.
It's very neat.
Shannon said it looks like color pencil.
Well, I mean, it's and Dale laughed. I'm like, no, I mean, there's color pencil artists.
No, I know there is.
And there's charcoal, people who use charcoal, which is really neat how they do that too.
This, I think, is like, it looks more like oil pastel kind of stuff.
Watercolor, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Some
all the
watercolors.
above.
Yep.
All the above. So you're telling us Bob
It could
Ross.
be all water. I think it is all watercolor.
Bob Ross didn't do this.
That's impressive watercolor, man. Just
Anyway.
saying.
If you know, let us know.
It ain't finger paint.
God, that was fun back in the day, wasn't it? Does Stacy do finger painting math?
No, she's a math teacher.
That's right.
Finger painting math.
I don't know.
Never know.
All right.
All righty.
We'll give a special thank you to Norvise for making this episode possible. To learn more about the Norvise fly tying system, visit www.nor-vice.com or visit them on YouTube at Norvise and see the Norvise in action. With that being said, we're going to get out of here, and I think let's go get something to eat, fellers.
That's it. It's time to eat.
That wraps up another exciting and informative episode of the Tuckcast with a splash of bourbon, presented by Tuckasegee Fly Shop and Guide Service, located at 3 Depot Street, Bryson City, North Carolina, and 530 West Main Street, Sylvan, North Carolina. Be sure to visit www.tuckflyshop.com for streamflow information, book a guided trip, or even shop for your favorite Tuckasegee Fly Shop gear. Follow the crew on Facebook at Tuckasegee Fly Shop, Instagram at Tuck Fly Shop, and on YouTube at Tuckasegee Fly Shop. If you have a question or comment, feel free to send those to info@tuckflyshop.com or give us a call, 1-828-488-3333. For Coach Dale Diesel Collins, Bobby the Bearded Wonder Bennett, I'm Shannon, Big Mess Messer. We'll catch you next week. Be sure to catch a few fish out there, won't you? Y'all take care.